Here we go. So the purpose of this video is just to go over the chapter 4 lesson 3 quick check. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. It's easy. Now the first one, all we have to do is solve, come up with a quotient for this problem. So we've got 238 divided by 17. It's a 2-digit divisor and a 3-digit dividend, so we're going to divide by 2 digits at a time. How many groups of 17 can I make with 23? 1. Remember, we put the 1 over the 3 because we're dividing both the 2 and the 3 by 17, not just the 2, okay? So 1 times 17 is 17. Find the difference, and you get, well, if you do your subtraction correctly, you end up with a difference of 6. Bring down your 8. Now, I don't know my 17s here, but I can do a trick to find out how many groups of 17 I can make with 68 by covering the 8 and the 7, right? What times 1 gives me 6? Well, I know it's 6, right? So I can start with 6, but I know that 6 times 7 gives me 42, and that's not what I want in my number. I don't want a 2 in there, right? I need an 8. So if I multiply 5 times 7, does that give me a number that is 8? No, that's 35. If I try with a 4 times 7, does that give me an 8? Yes, it does, because 4 times 7 gives me 28. And remember, you can also do that math on the side. You can say 17 times 4, and then do the multiplication. 10 times 4 is 28, carry the 2, and 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, which is what we need over here. And I like to do it right there. I mean, I multiply 4 times 7 first, which is 28, bring down the 8, carry the 2, and then I multiply 4 times 1, which is 4, plus the 2, 6, right? So you got your 0 there, so there's our quotient. Our quotient is 14, so our answer for number 1 is letter B, right? Let me go on to number 2. Okay, number 2, if you read it correctly, it's just saying that Alejandro had a total of 680 holiday bonus money, and then he wanted to divide it equally amongst 8 family groups, right? There's that total, and then he wanted to share it equally amongst those 8, right? It says he divided equally. So we want to know how much he spent on each person. Whenever you see the word each in the question, that might be a big clue that you might have to divide, okay? But the word each or per has to be in the question, all right? So in this case, we are going to divide the total 680 divided by 8. It's a 1-digit divisor, so we're going to divide or dividend 1 digit at a time. How many groups of 8 can I make with 6? 0. 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract and get 6. Bring down the 8. How many groups of 8 can I make with 68? Well, I know that 8 times 8 gives me 64, which is close to 68. So we subtract and we get 4 as a difference. We still have to bring that 0 down. 8 times what gives me 40? Well, I know that 8 times 5 gives me 40. And remember, I'm putting that 5 over the 0 because that's where I brought that down, right? So 5 times 8 equals 40. Find the difference and you get 0. So there it is. How much money does he give each of his family members from his bonus? 85. That's how much he spent. So the answer here is letter A. Let's go on to number 3. Now this one, you have to be careful with it, all right? I know that it says estimate, but if you use estimation and compatible numbers with this one, you're going to get an answer that's going to be like, the question is going to be like a 30 or somewhere around there, okay? So all I'm going to do here is that I'm going to use my remainder to figure out about how much money I would need to earn each day. Okay, I'm not taking the time to read each question because you should have done that already, right? I hope. So we're going to look at our total. It says $286, which is the amount that he made from working on lawn care, right? And he says that he worked for 12 days to earn that money. So you're going to divide those $286 amongst 12 days to figure out how much he made each day. There's that word again in the question, right? Division. So 2-digit divisor, right? 3-digit dividend. We're going to divide 2 digits at a time from our dividend. How many groups of 12 can I make with 28? 2. I'm going to put it over the 8 because I'm dividing both the 2 and the 8 by 12, not just the 2, okay? So very important where you place that number in your quotient. So 2 times 12 equals 24. Find the difference and you get 4, right? Bring down your 6. 12 times what gives you a number close to 46? Well, I know that 12 times 4 is 48, and that's too much. So I'm going to try a 3. 12 times 3 is 36. You find the difference and you get 10. Well, here's the problem though. I don't have anything else to bring down, so 10 must be what we call a remainder. Okay, what's left over. So let's go back. What does a 23 represent? Well, if you remember correctly, the question was asking you how much does he make each day. So 23 must mean that he made about $23, right? And a little bit extra. That's what the remainder means. So which answer here, A, B, C, or D, is close to 23? Well, I know it's 23 plus a little bit more, right? That 10 represents that. So that tells me that he probably made about, not $23, it's a little bit more than $23 because of that remainder. So the answer is actually letter D. He made about $24. Now, I would have said 23 if it would have been equal to 23 or less than 23. But since the answer, the quotient is actually 23 and plus a little bit more, that's why the best answer is letter D. Okay? All right, let's go on. I'm going to go to question number 4 now. And number 4 is just simply dividing, right? It keeps saying for you to use a grid in a picture. You didn't have to, right? As long as you know how to follow the process for division. So we've got 342 divided by 38. It's a 2-digit divisor and a 3-digit dividend, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and rewrite that again. It's 342, our dividend, divided by 38, our divisor. So how many groups of 38 can I make with 34? Oh, I can't, right? So, okay, 0 times 38 is 38. I'm sorry, 34. 0 times 38 is 0, and then subtracted from 34, you get a difference of 34. Now you bring down your 2. Well, here's the biggie, right? Here's the big problem is that I do not know what 38 times what would give me the answer. So how do I work this out? Well, I pretend I cover my 2 and I cover my 8. What times 3 gives you an answer or product close to 34? Well, I know 3 times 11 gives me 33, but I cannot use a 2-digit number. It has to be a single-digit number. I can't use 10 either, so I'm going to try 9. Now, I think 9 is the best answer because if I try and multiply 9 times 8, it's going to give me a 72, which gives me a 2 at the end, which is what I want right there, right? Yeah? Okay, so let's try it. So we're going to try, I'm going to multiply right here at the bottom because I don't have any space on the right side. I'm going to say 38 times 9. 9 times 8 is 72. Bring down the 2, carry the 7. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 4 is 34. So it just works just right. Find the difference and you get 0. So what is the quotient for this problem? The answer is letter A. Now, I usually don't use this way, but if it does help you to do the multiplication correctly, more power to you, go for it, right? I usually just multiply like this. I get 9 times 8, which is 72, right? Carry the 7. And then I multiply 9 times 3, which is 27, plus the 7, 34, that part, right? So same thing. Okay, good. So the answer is letter A. I'm going to go to number 5. And then it says, find the quotient by using a grid or drawing a picture. Again, we just solve it. A 3-digit dividend divided by a 2-digit divisor. Right? And then we've got, let's see. So we're going to divide by 2 digits at a time. 16 times what gives me 72? I don't know my 16s. So cover the 2 and cover the 6. What times 1 gives you 7? Well, 7, right? But I have a feeling that might be a little bit too much. I can try it, but I'm not, because I know that 7 times 2 gives me, I'm sorry, yeah. 7 times 2 may give me, well, let me go ahead and try it. But I know it's wrong. It's going to be too much. It's 6 times 7 is 42. Bring down the 2 and then carry the 4. See, 6 times 7 already is 7 plus the 4 that you carried, that's 112. So that's too much, right? So let me go ahead and erase that really quick. Let me get rid of that. I can't get rid of it. Come on. And it says, I was trying to erase that, right, guys? So let me do that. Rewrite the problem. 720 divided by 16, and we said that it wasn't 7. We can try 6 also if you wish, but that still is too much. All right, check it out. 6 times 6 is 36. Bring down the 6 and carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus the 3 is 9. See? Too much. So let's keep going. We're going to try the 5 now. Right? It's 720 divided by 16. Now, if that just might, no, I think it's too much still. For those of you that don't know how to do your multiplication real quick, you know that 6 times 5 is 30. And then if you carry that 3, when you multiply 5 by 1 and you add that 3, that's going to give you 8. So again, it's too much again, right? No good. Try that again one more time. Hopefully this will be the last time we do that. We're going to try a 4 now. Okay, we tried a 5. Let's try a 4. And remember, we're dividing the 72, so that's why we're putting the 4 over the 2, right? 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. And again, 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. And then 4 times 1 is 4. Plus the 2 that you carried is 6. So that works nice because now we have a difference, right? The bottom number is less than the number at the top. So 4 minus 2 or 2 minus 4, you can't. Borrow from the 7. 7 turns into 6 and the 2 into 8. 12. 12 minus 4 equals 8. And of course 6 minus 6 is 0. So might as well, you don't have to write that. And then of course you bring down your 0. Well, if you remember already, guys, we have an 80 now. Do you remember what we multiplied 16 by to get 80? You should be saying yes, because the what we had put up there in our quotient was the 5. Notice that we put the 5 over the 0 that we brought down. And of course, if you do your multiplication, you know that 16 times 5 by now is 80. Find the difference, you get 0. There's nothing else to bring down, so therefore, I am done. This is my quotient. My quotient is letter C, 45. Okay, now remember, every time that you do your quiz, you got to make sure that you turn it in, you submit it. So here I'm just going to click where it says review progress. And then I know that I put an answer for every one. This is where you would go back to each individual question, especially if you had questions about one problem or something like that, right? And then review it. You would click on it and then check it out just to be on the safe side. Check your math, right? But I'm just going to submit, click on submit, and then of course you see that all of the answers are correct. Okay, so hopefully we'll go over this video in class. All right, guys, see you in a bit.